Oh, God. Oh.
Oh, man.
Oh my God, somebody get me a beer stat. Oh my. Hello everybody, welcome to Curious Times. It is Tuesday, July the 17th. And Lisa's here, and so we got a little bit of a late start due to some technical difficulties on my end. Hello, Joanna. Welcome to the show. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. And so we have Lisa here. What else we got coming up? I think tomorrow is tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow is a kind of off day, but I was considering maybe, depending on how I feel, I was considering maybe to do just a casual nothingness show, just because on the 19th is Salva. What's going on? Oh, I'm in the wrong freaking month. Hang on. Silly Google Calendar. Okay. So, because the 19th is a Thursday, normally Salva's on Fridays, but she had to move to the 19th this week. The 19th is the 7-year anniversary of Curious Times. And I'm not that excited about it anymore. I used to go to all kinds of extremes to do special shows and get clips from past shows and line up people and get stats from the previous, this is how many different guests we've had on, and this is how many, whatever, hey? Just doesn't matter anymore. It don't matter to me. So it's like, it's like how some people go, like they're happy just enough because they woke up on the right side of the ground, like on top of the ground instead of below the ground, and so like it's just like that. It's just like that for me. So with the radio show anymore. So we're still here and grinding it out, doing the best we can. So we might do something Wednesday. You'll just have to keep an eye on the Facebook page to see if, and it probably just to be a non-recorded horse around show. If we did one tomorrow, okay? Thursday, Salva's here. Friday, then we'll be off because Salva will be moving to the Thursday. Kimber's here Saturday, and then we're off for a few days unless we get something else going in there. One other note, I need to get with Amy. Nick wrote to me. He got a job, but the job interferes with our regular showtime with him. And it's funny because he used to be on like the Tuesdays, last Tuesday of the month. So I go, okay, well, how about the last Monday of the month? And he's like, I can't do that. And then he's like, I have, he has a guest, a person who gets readings from him fortnightly. So then I'm going, and I know what fortnightly means, right? But in the meanwhile, I'm like, okay, because I'm like doing 16 things at one time. So I'm like, okay, how about the second how about the second Monday then of every month? And I'm all like, then as I'm typing it and as I hit send, I'm all like, well, crap, fortnightly equals 2 weeks, and the second and the fourth would be fortnightly would be. So, I guess that won't work for you either because it's fortnightly. And so then I moved to Sunday, and for whatever reason, he cannot do. I know what it is. Here's what it is. He can't do Tuesdays at all anymore. He can do, or Mondays. His only day off is, for us, it would be our Sunday, his Monday. So all what I just said about the fortnightly side, I said, okay, perfect. I have the last Sunday. He goes, I can't. I go, how about the second? I can't. That's fortnightly. Okay. So I have Hillary on the first Sunday of every month and Amy on the third. And so I said, well, it's going to be then up to Amy if we can switch with Amy. So give him Sunday. Oh, well, I don't. Okay. All right. So Amy just quit. All right, very good. So I okay, wasn't quite what I was looking for, but that's all right. Amy, okay, I'll let him know. Second Sunday. I think that's the second Sunday. No, yeah, that's third Sunday. Third Sunday. Okay, for Nick. Okay, thank you. So anyway, there's our updates and every other thing like that. We have got Lisa Noland-Shalosky here, and she's a many things, of course. She's a psychic medium. She uses most of the clairs. She does psychometry as well, and she can connect you with guides, angels, light beings, dead people. She also has from the ability to do trance channeling, and I always get it. I always laugh when I see that now because early on I accidentally put like when I was putting in Facebook or something. I'm like, I'll put it in the chat room. I went like Trance Channel. I'm all like, no, she's not like a tranny who channels. It's like trance, not trans. Okay, and so I was like, got a kick out of my little mistake there, my little mistake, and so Trance Channel, and yeah, whoops. And so anyway, but she doesn't really, that's quite an involved process, and it's not the best. It's not the best. It's not like we don't do that on the show. Let me just put it that way. But you can find out more about Lisa and her services by just visiting her website at www.lisanoland.com. Noland is spelled Noland for those that are not in the chat room who might be listening to the live feed, or who might be listening on YouTube later on, or one of the other various formats that that Jenny broadcasts this out to. And so with all of, and also on Facebook, facebook.com / Lisa Noland, psychic medium, or just Google Lisa Noland. You know what I'm saying? You'll probably easily find her that way as well. And so with all of that said, let's go get Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just
Am
fine.
I too loud?
No, you're fine.
Oh.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, how's things?
Yeah, so I was going to be on your show a couple weeks ago, right? And my mama um, had an episode. She's doing better. They two doctors have told her, actually three now have told her they don't know how she's alive. What
Wow.
happened was so my mom's like 74, 75, and she had a lot of swelling around her ankles. I swear she's got 9 lives, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's
Yeah.
just someone who's met with like the brink. I just can't even believe how many times she's come back from it. But so this time she had a lot of swelling on her ankles, and the doctor prescribed her a diuretic, but they didn't bother following her through the medicine that she was on.
Oh.
And her potassium and her sodium she just completely bottomed out.
Wow.
And then her pacemaker stopped because of it.
Gosh.
So
Jeez.
when my dad called me, they thought she had a stroke because of the way she was acting, but it was the fact that she just, the doctors told her when she got there, they don't know how she got there.
Wow.
They said her potassium was so low that anytime they've ever seen that, it's always someone who's
DOA.
that hasn't made it. Yeah. And then she went yesterday and had her pacemaker checked, and they said that whatever happened to her pacemaker, they've never seen somebody live through what her pacemaker did. So, right? It's kind of like, alrighty then, my mom's the bionic woman, man. She just keeps, she takes a licking and keeps on ticking, It's just
like the unsinkable Molly Brown.
Yeah, it's great for me, great for the family, but it's like, damn, now she's so she was in the hospital for like 5 days, and then now she's been in a, what do you call it, like a nursing rehab facility, and she gets to come home on Friday.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
So
I had it's been a bad time for Mother's Day or something, because that was part of I'm pretty sure that Kathleen then last Wednesday had a similar problem with her mother, and so I'm like, okay, and so I'm glad nobody died. You know what I mean?
It's crazy how many people are having issues. Or maybe I'm just more aware of it because it's people in my family group or whatever. But it's just like, I don't know. There's a lot of people leaving the planet lately.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get in line.
Like, oh my gosh, Chris!
I'm like, let me go. I'm done. I'm so done. And I always have said, like, when my money runs out, I better run out. You know what I mean? Because I sure am not in the mood to be out on the street. You know what I mean? And so, and I am having the hell of a time finding work. So, anything that I get easily hired for, I'm physically incapable anymore of doing due to all of my, back and neck problems and my age and all of that kind of stuff. And then most of the rest of it is looking for degrees still. You know what I mean? I'm like thinking by now the market should have corrected, and they should be. I need the oil industry to boom again, because what happens is everybody floods out to the oil fields then to make all the big money, and then they vacate all these jobs in the city, and then to get a job, all you have to do is have a pulse. And once I get my foot in the door, then I don't have a problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
And but it's to get, and that's and you used to be an HR person, you know
what
I mean?
Yeah.
And so the point is that back in the good old days, like a human being actually read your resume,
Yeah.
And now it's like if these freaking computer programs are filtering stuff out. And so in the old days, you might still apply for a job even if you didn't meet all of those bare minimum requirements. But now, like, they've got the computer program set to automatically eliminate anybody that doesn't have what they state as the minimum requirements. And so, like, human eyes don't even see my resume in those cases then, And so this is, from a human resources perspective, you know, I mean, I know a little bit about that, and like they really are. I appreciate how much time it must save them and everything, but it's not necessarily resulting in them getting the better candidate, you know, because
right.
they don't know who they're filtering out. That, you know, I've had times where somebody has like there's a CEO woman of the Women Building Futures here, and like when she saw like I was applying for a particular job and they had filled it, but she said she actually phoned me personally and said, like, can I keep your resume on file because I had to call you because I was looking at your resume and it's a most interesting resume, and I'd like to have your permission to, as if she needs my permission to keep my resume on file, but you know what I mean? It was just a way probably for her to maybe talk to me, hear me, whatever, you know, and but see, it's like all about like having a human being there, and that was somebody like at the top who was like, you know, going, well, this isn't like I'm not, you know, I don't have a degree or even a diploma, you know, a college diploma, and so I get filtered out of almost any decent job out there, right? And I've had jobs that required degrees before, but it was, you know, based on my own personal abilities, but it's almost impossible to get in a door for an interview even anymore, you know?
Yeah.
If you don't meet those minimum requirements. And so
well, you know,
it's very discouraging, so discouraging.
Yeah, you know, when I was in HR, they I do know, at least it was this way with the company I worked for, they would create a job description with what they considered minimum requirements, but it didn't, you know, they would look at other people too based on experience. So they weren't like hogtied to the fact that you had to have this, because if you'd spent 20 years in the industry and had this, and this, and this, then, you know, that superseded the fact that maybe you only had an associate's degree, not a bachelor's degree kind of thing, you know? But a lot of companies don't. They're very biased, and you've got people that have bachelor's degrees that don't have the work experience or life experience, and it's like, you know, it's frustrating.
And the work ethic, you know, and I don't mean to say that the younger people don't, but, you know, my generation, like, we don't, you know, I mean, I think more and more people are tied, people my age or whatever, are tied to their devices or whatever, but I'm sure not one of them, and I'm not one of them. Like, I used to get really irritated by these young people at the college where I was working, and there was no shame from them to sit half the day talking on like Yahoo and MSN Messenger and Facebook, and it didn't, no shame at all in like not doing their job and sitting there, you know, chatting all day with their friends, and like they didn't even try to hide it. You know what I mean? Like, as if like if somebody's coming, you would like quote, like, quote, you know, do something, right? And it's like they didn't. They were just like, they'd leave it even there, and you'd walk by and there'd be like 5 chat mess windows popped up all over their effing screen, and you know, like, I come from where we, you know, an honest day's pay for an honest day's work kind of a thing, hey? Like, I'm there to work. I'm here to work. You know what I mean? And so age discrimination is really, you know, it's my first time with that, you know what I mean? Although when I was younger, I had a hard time because I was exceptionally advanced in my employment, and I had to cross a few barriers of people thinking I was too young for a certain job or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I did very well when I was young, and like, heck, when I was like, I wasn't even old enough to buy beer for my staff, and I got transferred out of Edmonton to go to Saskatoon to open up a brand new gas bar with Canadian Tire and be the manager, and I took care of all the brand new the first stage hiring, setting up all the contracts with the gas suppliers, Brinks, you know, everything, right? and I couldn't even take my staff for a beer after work until I turned 19.
Oh, for heaven's sakes!
And
well, and I see where Joanne is talking about personality tests and stuff like that, and I know when psych tests and the company I worked for, they did all that, and I used, and I used to look at these things and go, "Oh Lord, why are we doing this for someone who's going to install cable? What?" Yeah. And it's like,
let me. There was one job I was applying for, and they had this online test that you had to answer. Hey, and I fell into the trap, which is that, like, what answer do they want? What? And like, you had a very strict time limit to get it done, and all of this kind of thing. And I was trying to figure out, well, how best should I answer that, and blah blah blah. It's not what they were looking for. They probably didn't care what answers I gave. Just like, was I making quick decisions and following the instructions? You know what I mean? So sometimes we read into what we're thinking that they want out of it, and we fall into our own trap there, And so that was because I looked that up afterwards, and I'm all like, because when I missed the time limit, then time got away on me, and I missed the time limit. So I was now, and then I tried to resubmit. I couldn't even resubmit for the job. I could not resubmit, and the only way, more and more employers are getting like this too, you can't fax your resume in, you can't hand deliver it. It must only be submitted through their online application, And so I got locked out of even applying because of that, because I missed by like a minute or something on the time limit. And I missed it because
that's just stupid.
And I missed it because I was more worried about what answer do they want instead of just answering the question. Move along, answer the question, move along. And so it was my fault. I take full responsibility, you know what I mean? And no, because they have your IP address. I did try that. Believe me, I did try that. Well, I'm not going to start buying a VPN. Like, I'm not going to, because now you're kind of deceiving. Now you're really maybe you go on a blacklist forever. If you try to then bypass their protocol, now you're really an dishonest person kind of thing. So I wouldn't want to do that. But like, it was a lesson learned. And if I ever have that test to ever do again, you know what I mean? Yeah, I get you, Eric. But if I ever have that kind of a test to do again, I'm just going to answer the damn questions and move along,
Yeah.
I was trying to go, what would be the best answer for, you know what I mean? And that was just totally wrong way to go. Because they have all these like, how do you feel about your mother? Quite frankly, I don't really have any feelings about my mother. Yeah, like all these questions, what was your childhood this, or what about that? Like all kinds of crazy bullshit questions like that. Seriously. Let me see if I can find it, because I think that
I remember when so this company I worked for, I'm not going to say who it was, but when I had worked for them for years, like maybe 5 or 6 years, when they started this process of doing these personality tests, and me and one of the managers both took the test just to see what it was like, so we would know what prospective employees would be facing.
Yeah.
Neither one of us, and we had both been there since the beginning of the company, neither one of us would have been hired based on our test results.
Check this out. Check this out. Here was the test. I like, and then ... So now you're supposed to fill in the blank, right? I like, and now you write anything, right?
Okay. I like pizza and beer.
Right, like you.
Okay, can I give you my answers?
Sure.
Okay.
And I'll give you guys my answers, and I'll show you how. So I sat and gave thought, like, and I would rather hire somebody that would sit and put thought into a good answer. You know what I mean? And so my answer was, because I'm applying for a job, right? So I like applying my skills and abilities in a job that allows me to help the general public and my employer in meaningful ways.
Oh,
right?
that's good. Right.
but it took me too long to come up with it. Like, it's my point. Cumulatively, I mean. You know what I mean? So the second question, the happiest time, dot. The happiest time, dot. So I go, in my life are those times when I'm engaged in activities that allow me to problem solve and help people.
Oh, good one.
That's a true answer, too. You know what I mean? I want to know, dot. I want to know things that are going to help me grow, expand, and evolve.
When I'm going to hit the lottery.
See? Right? Like, you could have just, there you go. So back home, dot. I go, I enjoy the creature comforts of friends, family, animals, and my hobbies, which is a complete lie.
See, that's what got you right there, is they knew you were lying about that one.
No, they didn't even see my answers because I wasn't able to get past to even apply.
Oh, okay.
So I regret. Now here's one of those psychological ones where you go, oh, you're supposed to have no regrets, but are you supposed, right? And so I said nothing because all of my past experiences have helped me grow and evolve.
Oh, good one.
But I do have regrets, and so that's
so you were timed on these questions, and because you took too long,
the whole test was X amount of time, but I got too involved in it, right? And I lost track of time.
Okay.
And that's what they were testing you on, is my opinion. You know what I mean?
Is your ability to just get through it.
So now at bedtime, dot. I like to jump my husband's bones, right? Like, what in the hell are you doing asking me about what I want to do at bedtime?
That's
right?
a little creepy.
No, so I said I like to take a minute to give thanks for all that I have and consider quickly what I have on the agenda for the next day. And so then boys, dot.
Creepy.
I said are under 16. Like I always answer when somebody says, okay, girls, I go, well, we're women because girls are under 14 or whatever. Anyway, the best, dot. I said time is right now. The best time is right now. What annoys me, dot.
Is this test?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Is when people are dishonest, like I'm being on this test. People are dot, or people dot. And I hate people, but I go, are generally good.
That's it.
Okay, now a mother. So now we trigger my mother problems, hey?
Okay.
So now I had to think. This is one where I lost what can I say about a mother that's not I wasn't trying to overtly lie and everything, but I did lie a few times, obviously.
Mothers are supposed to love unconditionally.
I put must wear many hats.
Oh, good. That's good.
You know, and
that's where you lost time is on that one, Chris.
So I feel dot. And then I go, a certain satisfaction every time I help someone. That's true, and that was a quick, easy answer, right? My great fear, dot. And I said, is one day that one day I will not be a meaningful contributor to society, like now. And in high school, dot.
I played in the band.
I smoked pot every day, took acid every other day, and got drunk out by the hockey rink. What do you want to know? Right? Like, seriously. And I should have actually said I held down a full-time job while maintaining perfect attendance and blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't smart enough back that day. I had my whole life ahead of me as I do now. That's so stupid. I can't, dot. Fail at anything. I can't fail at anything.
I can't walk up 2 flights of stairs without stopping to catch my breath because I'm so chubby right now.
And they would hire you, hey? So sports, dot.
Suck. I don't watch them. I have no comment.
Are great to watch and participate in. And that's true for me.
Okay.
Now another trigger. When I was a child, dot. I was very independent as both of my parents worked outside of the home. The end.
Very good.
My nerves, ...
Are shot taking this test.
Are fine, thank you.
You're such a liar.
Other people. ...
My nerves are sensitive.
Yeah. My nerves are shot would have been the first answer that came to my head. So other people ... I have no use for in truth, but I go no, but are useful and necessary in a full life. That's true. I happen to not have a full life.
Yeah.
So I suffer ... when I see others suffer. That's true. Here's one. I failed ... I failed ... I failed at failing.
Is that what you wrote?
Yeah, at failing.
Oh, good job.
Reading ... is a passion of mine. Absolute lie. Absolute lie. Lie. My mind ... is a sponge.
Oh, you're good.
I think because it has holes all through it.
That's good.
Anyway, the future ... is an unwritten book. I need ... and I put EPCOR to need me, which is the employer.
Oh.
Need me. That's kind of what I was saying. Marriage ... is not something I have considered. And I am the best when ... under pressure, which is mostly true. And although I am irritated and cranky at times when I'm under pressure, if I'm surrounded by idiots, you know. Sometimes ... I help, and sometimes I need help. That was a good answer. And what pains me ... is to see others suffer. See, they're looking for... see, now I'm going like, see, what they're trying to do is that they're trying to ask the same question in a different way.
That's right.
And see if you're answering consistently, right?
Right. That's what our that's what our test did. Yep.
Yeah. I hate ... abuse of power. Very true. This company ... is a reputable company that I very much look forward to working for. Working for. I am very ... passionate and hardworking. The only trouble ... is that I'm currently unemployed. I wish ... to be employed by a company with a great reputation who can provide growth and opportunities. Now, my father ... right? I just put work very hard to provide for his family. And I secretly ... do random acts of kindness for people. I ... am a great motivator of people and a great leader. Dancing ... is beautiful to watch when done by professionals. Just two more. My greatest worry is ... that again this is like similar to an earlier question. And my greatest worry is that one day I will not be a meaningful contributor to society. And 40, most girls ... have a fear of getting old. Is my answer. But like, what a bunch of stupid questions, hey? What a bunch of stupid questions. Oh, there you go.
And how much time did you have to take it?
I can't remember how much time they gave, but I ran out. Like, I think it was like, I don't even think a half an hour. You know what I mean?
And because you didn't finish it, they would not let you submit the application.
And that's 40, right? And that was like 40 questions. So they were giving you like, I want to say 20 minutes so that you had to do 2 questions per minute or something. You know what I mean?
You had to be
Something
quick
like that.
quick on your feet to think.
You had to just answer and don't sit and think about it. Which, I mean, I get that, but if I'm hiring somebody, I want, you see, because those people that will just do that, they're the kind of people that are going to shoot off bad emails and stuff because they're not going to stop and carefully compose something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so anyhow, lesson learned. If I ever have to do that test again, it's why I saved. I went and saved all them questions, because now I kind of, if I ever am gonna have a situation like that again, I know it probably won't have all the same questions, but I can just like quickly, now I have my head wrapped around what kind of question. I didn't know what kind of questions to expect. You don't get to see the questions till you hit the start button. You know what I mean? So, like, if you could, then you could prepare all your answers ahead, and you could just fire in the answer. Now it's about how fast can you type. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so again, like, there's too much bullshit now. Like, technology is wonderful, except for that there's really good people out here in the world that are missing out, and companies missing out on people like us who, because of stupid, you don't ever see us. You never see us.
Right.
Your computer filters us out. And that's a try. Now, I don't want to ever be that person that has to start to lie on just to get my resume through the filter system, because now I'm, so I gotta come up with some other and I want to pursue and try and find out, because it depends on what program they're using. Sometimes they might base it off the cover letter, and sometimes they might base it off the resume. Now, if they base it off the cover letter, you can trickily, you can write your letter to use all of their words, you know what I'm saying, like their key words, their key responsibilities or qualifications, and just say, although I do not have a degree in blah, 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 I have experience at blah, blah, blah. Now their computer would put me in because that word shows up. You see what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So if they're basing it off a cover letter, then I think you could strategically write a cover letter, although you're not supposed to have a big, long, rambling cover letter either, hey? And so, like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. It's very frustrating, and I really appreciated the days where you could just walk into a company, hand them your resume, ask if there happens to be a manager available right then, just so you can say hi and introduce yourself, right? And, like, you could do a little bit of sucking up that way and make a good show or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you could try to do some early impressing, and you don't even get in the door unless it's through the computer, and that pisses me off so bad.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Mhm.
So, do you guys do you ever put your resume out on like Monster or Indeed, or do companies up there use those kinds of services?
Yeah, I do have my thing on one of those, and it's just I don't check my email that often, and there was only ever one time I did get an email from somebody that, you know what I mean, that was like, and it was just an automated email, I guess, saying.
Well, but what you can do, and I still get them, is Monster will send you job posts based on your keywords that you select.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
depending on how heavy you're searching, you could do that, and
see, Lisa, all of my experience is in positions that now
union.
require not just union, but that now require degrees and at least diploma, but degrees. I don't have a degree. Like the job my last job was absolutely both as a student recruiter and a student advisor, but also as a project coordinator. To apply for those now requires a degree. I'm like, Jesus, I didn't need the degree to do the job very exceptionally well.
Apply for it anyway.
No, I know. Like, it's so.
But you're just sick of it, right? You're just sick of the process.
Nerve-wracking because there's like you hit a wall, right, where you spend time drafting drafting a specific, a targeted cover letter for each one, and change things in your resume for each one, and you don't even get an answer back. You don't even get an answer back. You don't even get a no. You just get nothing.
Right.
It became so frustrating, So
do you guys have agencies up there that you can go to, like headhunter type stuff? Or?
Yeah, but again, like the headhunters are mostly for professionals, and most of the professionals have degrees. That's my problem. I don't have a degree.
Yeah, but we've got some that are for trades also, like
I don't have a trade either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really a nothing. I am.
Yeah, but you're selling yourself short on all the experience that you've had.
No, I mean, I understand that, right? And I would hire me. I would hire 10 of me. You know what I mean? And I'd have an amazing company. But so it's just like, for what, I don't know. I can't even anymore. You know what I mean? It just drives me effing crazy.
Yeah. Patrick deals with that because he's so specialized and he's so gifted in what he does, and his company's great with working with him. But there was a time when he was looking, but he doesn't have a bachelor's degree, or he's got post-education, but he doesn't even have a 2-year degree. You know what I mean? He just, but he can. You tell him to make something, and he can make it. He's a fabricator, and he just it's crazy, insane what this man can do. He can design anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
The engineers at his company come to him asking him questions.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like he's amazing. So it's just, so I get it. I get that on paper.
And the way that the way I've overcome that in the past is to take an entry-level job and then quickly impress, and off I go. You know what I mean?
That's
right. But all of those are like the physically demanding jobs that I can't apply for anymore. I just can't do it. I'm not capable of lifting 50 pounds all day. I can't do my dishes for more than 10 minutes at a time before I need to, because my back, I can do them, but I got to keep giving my back rest because it's just excruciating. And so I kind of know my physical limitations. Like before, I would apply for any physical job, because I was strong, and nothing was like, I would easily go on for the crappiest job that no one else wanted, because I always knew that once I got it and I'm in the door, then that's it. You know what I mean? I'm fine.
Yeah.
My work ethic would take care of the rest of it. I just needed to get the chance. And so anyway, enough of that. It's frustrating. I think we have some callers. So why don't I take a song break? And then we have Joanna anyway. Joanna, you're there. And 651, is that Kimber? 651, if you're there for a reading, can you push 11 on your phone right now? And I'll know. Area code 651, no? Okay, that might be Kimber, I'm not sure. It doesn't look like exactly her number, but the 651 area code. Yeah, you can call in, Eric. So I think Joanna's there. Joanna, are you there for a reading? And I will go ahead and toss a song on Lisa, and then we'll come back and we'll go for a longish song, just under 6 minutes, and then we'll come back. You've been on my mind. I grow vulnerable every day, losing myself in time. Just thinking of your face, God only knows why it's taken me so long to let my doubts go. You're the only one that I want.
I don't know why I'm scared. I've been here before. Every feeling, every word, I've imagined it all. You never know if you never try to forget your past and simply be mine. I dare you to let me be the one and only. Promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms. So come on and give me a chance. Prove I'm the one who can walk that mile until the end starts. Vibing on your mind, you hang on every word I say. Lose yourself inside. At the mention of my name, will I ever know how it feels to hold you close and have you tell me whichever road I choose you'll go. I don't know why I'm scared, 'cause I've been here before. Every feeling, every word, I've imagined it all. You never know if you never try to forget your past and simply be mine. Dare you to let me be yours, the one and only. I promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms. So come on and give me a chance to prove I'm the one who can walk that mile until the end starts. I know it ain't easy giving up your heart. I know it ain't easy giving up your heart. Nobody's loving you like I can love your heart. Nobody's loving you. Trust me, I can love your heart. I know it ain't easy giving up your heart. Nobody's loving it ain't easy. Trust me, I can love your heart. So I dare you to let me be yours, the one and only. Promise I'm worthy to hold in your arms. So come on and give me a chance to prove I'm the one who can walk that mile until the end starts. Come on and give me a chance to prove I'm the one who can walk that mile until the end starts.
Oh darn! I used to have the intro or the promo in a different spot.
Are you looking for a place to meet like-minded people? Are you a metaphysical practitioner, psychic, medium, or healer, or all of the above? We've got a place for you. IntuiTalks.com. Join for free, listen to spiritual radio shows, get a free website, watch and participate in classes, and so much more. Join the All Spiritual, all on the One Roof Network, www.IntuiTalks.com.
All right, stop. Oh, for heaven's sake. Nothing can ever go right. You know what I mean? Jesus. Okay, welcome back. Stupid computer. Okay, so we're here. Quick shout out. Amy's there. Jay is there. Christy, Diane, who helped out yesterday in the past life regressions. Thank you for that. Lisa is our guest. Marie, Michael, Rachel, and how you doing, Rachel? Eric is there, and where's Joanna? What happened to Joanna's there, and who else did I skip over? No, Marie, Michael, Rachel, Eric. That's 540. I'm gonna guess 651 is Kimber, and leave it at that. 651. If you are there for a reading, then hit 11, okay, and let me know. Okay, Lisa, you're there?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go get Joanna first, okay? Okay. Okay, Chris, sounds good. Yes. Okay. I was asking you, is that okay?
Oh gosh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry, I'll do your part. I'll do your part and my part. Okay. Leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me. Okay, let's go see Joanna. How are you, Joanna?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for calling.
Hi, Joanna. Sorry about that. I thought Chris was telling me she was going to go get Joanna, not asking me. So what's going on tonight, darling? How can I help you?
Well, I actually just wrote it down in chat just in case. I have a question about clairaudience, because this is something I've experienced since I was young, and at times the number and the level of present is so deafening, and I wondered, is there any way to control this? Or usually it's just one or a few voices, but at times it's like it's deafening the level and the number that are present.
Are you able to discern who they are?
No, I'm not. There are at times who I do recognize who it is, like if it's one or two voices that I do recognize, but usually the other ones I do not.
The feeling I'm getting from that is the reason they're coming through so loud is because it's almost like they think you can't hear them. Does that make sense? So okay. It's almost like psychic deafness.
Yes.
Like if you're not going to hear me, I'm going to speak louder. And if you're still not hearing me, I'm going to speak louder. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, and what they're also showing me is that you need to tell them to basically, I'm at a, I go over to Joanne Fabrics a lot, which is a store here in Columbus, and you pull the little number down and you wait for your number to be called. So when there's multiple people talking, you need to set up the parameters that I cannot listen to all of you talk at one time. You guys need to take a number.
Okay.
Who's going to be first, right? And it's almost like you need to be the commander. You need to set it up to where, okay, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen, and then once she's done, I'll listen to the next person in line. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
But it's almost like they're being loud and obnoxious because they don't feel like they don't feel heard. It's almost like they're children that are bugging their parent,
Right.
and their voices just keep getting louder and louder because they don't think their parent is listening.
Yes. Yes.
So so when this happens, where are you? Are you in a place of meditation, or are you just, just doing stuff around the house, or
No,
what?
it's just right. It's just in everyday, in daily living, and it's happened when one time when I was at a store, a gentleman, his voice was calling my name a few times, and I didn't recognize his voice, but he did call out my voice a few times.
So when things like that happen, Joanna, it's perfectly okay to just stop where you are and just ask telepathically in your mind, yes, how can I help you?
Okay.
And perhaps you just walked by somebody that was a loved one of theirs, and they're just trying, and they know you can hear them, and they're just trying to get your attention to see if you will, Now, I'm in the belief that you don't just randomly walk up to somebody and start giving them a message without asking.
Okay.
Because some people won't want the message, and that's been my experience. It's like, when you watch like the Long Island Medium, she's known for just going up and just, and she's fabulous, by the way. She's fabulous at what she does, but she's also very invasive, and I think
Yes.
it can be a very personal thing that some people may not want to hear from a particular person that they wouldn't consider a loved one. But that's what it feels like is people, you're just in a random place, and and what they're showing me is that you must tend to zone a lot. Do you just kind of go out there into space and you're not really present in your body a lot? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I would ask you to practice some grounding techniques, perhaps even wearing or carrying stones that are rooted and that will root you and ground you back down in your body.
Okay.
And don't ignore the voices, but just simply acknowledge them, and you can telepathically say, this is not an appropriate time because I'm shopping.
Okay.
Or if you do feel like you're getting this nudge, like I need to figure out who this is, simply stop and ask, how may I help you? Who is this, and how may I help you?
Okay.
And, I got to tell you, you're pretty damn gifted. Excuse my French, Chris, but yeah, you're extremely gifted. It's not being channeled effectively. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. You're correct. Yes.
Okay. And once you start to harness what it is you're working with, you're going to be a phenomenal reader. You really are. You're going to be a phenomenal reader. And it's just a matter of just honing in on, and here's another thing you can do is set boundaries with spirit. So, so for example, my husband's cousin lives out in California, and as crazy as this sounds, he witnessed 3 people kill themselves, like throw themselves in front of a train, and then somebody else, it's just completely bizarre that this has happened. Well, now he's become this awesome person that he has set the parameter. I will be in my car from the hours of 7 to 8:30 driving to work because it's LA traffic or whatever,
Right.
And he says, if you need help, that's when you can reach me. When I am at work, I am off duty as far as from spirit communication. And then when I get back in my car at 6 o'clock and I'm driving home till X number of, X amount of time, then you can approach me and you can speak to me.
Wow.
So you have to learn how to set boundaries.
Yes.
So when you're walking in the grocery store, you set your boundaries and say, I am offline right now because I have to focus on getting my shopping done.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So it's just a matter of, getting some tools in your pocket of learning how, because spirit, man, they'll harass you 24/7 because they don't need to sleep. And hey, I can just hear them in your head. Hey, lady. Hey, hey, lady. And you're like, oh my God. It reminds me, this is the visual, it reminds me of that movie Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg, where they were just like, where she was going crazy because they were following her everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it reminds me of. Does that help?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. Bless you, Lisa, and bless you,
Yeah.
Chris. And
Now,
everybody
now,
out there, have a wonderful, wonderful evening where you're
yeah.
at right now.
Now listen, they're not done. They want, okay, sorry, they're not done. They want you to know that clairaudience may be your strongest gift, but it's not your only gift.
Yes.
So once you hone in on that and really get a handle on, again, setting boundaries, setting parameters, grounding yourself back in your body, so it, you know, and just taking control. That's basically what it comes down to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so, so much.
You're welcome, honey.
Okay.
Awesome.
Bless you. Bye, Chris.
Thank you. Take care. Thanks, Joanna. Okay.
What a lovely energy.
Okay, let's go to Eric. Hi, Eric. How's it going?
Hi, Chris.
Hey, is this Eric? That's the, are you the meteorologist or something?
No, that was,
That's a different,
who was that?
Is that a different Eric?
Can't remember that guy anymore. The blind guy. Anyway,
yeah,
Eric.
Unfortunately, yeah, I just check up the weather website. That's about my extent.
I just So what's going on? How can I help you, hon? I know we've talked before. I recognize the voice.
Yeah. I have a job opportunity. I'm just starting to interview for in front of me, and I'm wondering if you get anything about that, and maybe any other messages you might get from Spirit.
Okay. You've already had one interview, is that correct? And you've got a second one scheduled, or you're waiting for a second one?
I had a phone screening interview today, and it seemed like it went well, and he told me I should expect communication from him tomorrow about next steps.
I agree with that. I feel like you make it to the second level. And then why do I feel like it's not much after that? What, like, there, you know, most companies take a long time to hire people. But it doesn't feel that way in this case. It feels like they're in a great need to get this position filled. Do you understand that?
A little bit. I did hear one person say in regard to this company that she knew that they needed to fill this position soon.
Okay, that makes sense to me, because I feel like there's a I don't know if I call it a sense of urgency, but they really need to get someone in there, because the work is either the work is piling up or it will pile up. And now I'm not sure what this is you'll be doing, but I just see large stacks of paper, which tells me that it'll be very busy, a lot of busy work. Do you understand that?
Yes, to a degree. I mean, I could see a few ways I could be busy before, as I'm trying to be ready for the job as well as at the job.
Okay, this feels good, Eric. Like I would hold the energy of confidence. I would hold the energy of, when you go in, they're not only interviewing you, but you are interviewing them. Okay, so it always looks good to have information about the company. Do your research. Do your research on what questions you're going to ask them. But why do I want to say this is this a niche type job? Like, this is a specialty type job? Like, do you have a particular niche or genre? The best way I can describe it is like genre that you're focusing on. Like, is this?
It sort of is. I mean, it's a software development position. And
very good. That's yep.
It's on a team that's doing abuse mitigation software for email administration.
Okay. That's exactly what I'm saying. Okay. That makes sense to me because I'm like, this is I want to call it specialty, like a special niche or something like that. That's going to be, and you're like really, really good at what you do. You're really good at what you do. And you just need to sell yourself. You need to be confident and sell yourself and ask for the job, right? Just be confident and know that this job is yours.
Yeah, the one caveat that I'm trying to deal with in whatever time I can is they're using a language called Python, and it's a language I actually am sort of just picking up right now. It's not really my. I've had many programming experience in many of the languages, but I'm trying to also be able to get enough competence in that language to be able to show them that I'm capable of the job. So that's the major point of concern I have, is whether I can do that effectively enough for this job soon enough.
I don't feel a concern for that. Like, I don't feel like I don't feel like that's a make or break.
Okay.
I don't feel like it's a make or break. So don't you make it a make or break in your energy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so at this point, I've just been kind of like, well, I'll just see how far I can go with this, is what
Perfect.
I've kind of approached it as.
That's perfect. That's the approach I want you to take, because I feel like you are definitely getting the second interview, but it's weird. I can't see beyond that. I don't see other interviews beyond that. So it's either, I don't see other interviews. What does that mean? Did he?
That they passed.
No. I don't feel like it's a pass, but I feel like it's a. I don't know how else to describe it. It's almost like when you go in for the interview, it's like you get them all done in the same day, or they only do a second interview and then it's off to hire. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Although what they did tell me in the phone screening today when I asked was that I should expect maybe a technical phone interview and then a in-person several hour interview.
It's the several hour interview that I'm seeing. Is that is going to be the one that it's like I just feel like it's a long. There's some. Okay, let me just ask them again, because I'm seeing myself. When I used to interview people, it would just be me and the person, but then I would send them in with, if they passed me, then they would go in literally like a panel interview. And that's what it feels like to me. It's like there's either going to be multiple interviews with different people, or everyone's in one room asking all the questions and hearing all the answers at the same time. That is more likely the interview that you'll have, is multiple people asking questions, everyone hearing the answers that you provide. Please do not be intimidated by that. It's just a savings way that everybody hears the you know what I mean. It's like it keeps the redundancy down, so you're not getting asked the same questions. It's like everybody hears how you answer the questions, and they all get to meet you at the same time. Is the feeling that I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like it's, perhaps maybe one more phone call, but I don't know. I feel like you go straight to an in-person interview, and then that's it. It's like you're offered the job. I feel like that's how it happens. Like, I don't feel like it's a long, drawn-out process.
Okay. That sounds good. Except the only caveat with that is that I have a lot of studying I'm trying to do in the meantime to be ready. So there's only so much time.
Yeah. You'll be good. You'll be good. What day is this? This is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm hearing by Friday. If you haven't heard from the guy by tomorrow, don't panic. Okay, don't panic. It's possible that it may either be, there's something about Friday. I don't know if your interview is Friday or if you'll hear from the guy by Friday, but don't panic if you don't hear from him tomorrow. Because I feel like, and it may not, what I'm seeing is a lot of paper, but that doesn't necessarily represent paper. that just means that these people are super busy. Like they just have stacks and stacks of paper on their desk, but that just represents that there's a lot going on.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, there was also another sort of crazy caveat with the situation in that I also got a call from this headhunter recruiting agency that I had previously done one contract job for, and they called me before this interview to want to mention two opportunities to me that they thought might be okay for me, but I didn't get to discuss them until after I called them back after the phone interview, and those opportunities sounded okay, but not as appealing as the one I did the phone interviewing for. But the other thing is that there was a head lady in charge of her recruiters who called me, and she was very specifically interested in the fact that I had mentioned that I had interviewed with this one company, because this person normally was their point of contact for the recruiting agency.
Oh.
And she started trying to quiz me for details about how the interview went. And the thing is I got this interview
on your
through
own,
a contact out on my own,
right?
And now she's trying to get additional data, so I guess that they could try to feed a candidate to them as well, which didn't make me feel very comfortable.
Oh.
But, yeah.
And so she wasn't trying to pick you up as the candidate. She was fishing, if you will.
She did kind of. That's the sense I had. I mean, she did allude to the fact that it would be kind of an awkward situation if they suddenly tried to represent me after I'd already been in their system, and I didn't really ask for that anyway,
Right, right.
So really, I didn't have much to benefit by telling them about all this stuff, but I didn't want to tell them. I didn't want to hang up on her or, just be rude or anything. So I did answer her questions, but I didn't feel like it was helping me at all. It was just giving her information to give them a candidate, to help them with a candidate they would want to.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't think that hurt you though. I really don't. So don't, again, I'm a huge advocate for where your mind goes, that's where the energy follows. So don't let that trip you up. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Don't let that trip you up. It was just a thing. It was just, hey, you beat her to the punch, and now she's going to scramble and try to find somebody that, they may need. And I don't feel like she's going to have a candidate that's going to match your skill set.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great worry. I just found it a strange set of circumstances that happened.
Yeah, that is unusual. Yeah. And you found this job you found this potential contract job on your own from someone else who recommended you to this company?
It wouldn't be a contract job. It would be like a full-time job.
Full-time? Okay.
It was through an acquaintance of a friend that works at the company.
Okay. So so there's somebody on the inside that told you about the job. Now, do they know anything about you, or it's just, have you met the person?
So I go to this Reiki club at the local university near here, and there's a professor there, and this professor has some graduate students, and this graduate student, I believe, is an intern at the company. So he said he would be willing to give them my resume. So I got my resume to them through this graduate student.
Excellent. So you do Reiki. So I want you putting the energy that you do in healing and working with Reiki, with humans, into this hiring process.
Right.
Seriously, put the energy of the flow of how easy this is going to go, and as you walk in, just push all that beautiful energy of love and energy out into the process, so that it's a smooth hiring process for you. And I mean, it feels good to me. Like, I don't feel like a foreboding, like, oh man, this is, you're going to go through this and it's not going to work out. I don't feel that. I feel like this is I feel like I don't even feel like another phone interview. I feel like I feel like you go straight to the face interview. Feels like multiple people in the same room, all asking questions, and then you're done. Like it's the offer on the table kind of deal.
Okay, that sounds really optimistic. I mean, I'm glad to hear it. And you're right. I should do some Reiki energy work on this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, absolutely. I mean, I would be dropping in all kinds of Reiki on all the people that are involved in the hiring process that, you know, I don't do Reiki, so I don't know what it is you guys do, but I would be, you know, I would be preparing a pathway for this to be an easy experience, right?
Right. I mean, that's the technical interviews. I mean, I've had enough of them in the past. They've never been a pleasant experience because usually they're trying to get to gotcha you or something like that, or they're trying and they just.
Oh, they're just trying to get. They just want to know what you know,
yeah.
kind of thing, and what you know and what you don't know.
Right. And I get that. I understand why they do that.
But I don't feel like that's going to be a problem for you. Something about Friday. I don't know what Friday is. I don't know if that'll be like your in-person interview or when you hear from the guy. I'm not sure. But again, don't be alarmed if he doesn't call tomorrow, because I just see stacks of papers everywhere.
Up to this point, except for this interview, we set this all up through email.
Okay.
So I would expect maybe an email from him
at
some point soon.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. And just in general, it's so interesting. I did these meditations today, and it's the first time I'd ever done these particular sets of meditations, and it's with a class I'm in, and one of them was about meeting your guides, and I feel like your guides are they're going. I have to giggle. They're going, "Hello, McFly. Why are you not asking for our help? Why are you not listening to us?" So, you know, it's not uncommon for us to forget, or that we can use them to help us through these types of things, right?
Okay. Yeah,
so
you're right.
Basically what they're I don't know if you remember that show where he said, "Hello, McFly." What was that, Back to the Future or something?
That was back to the Future. Yeah. So do we have anything else to say besides "Hello, McFly" and make
No.
leave and all that?
They need you listening, because I feel like you're getting so wrapped up in the worry of, is it going to happen, that you're not in the flow of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not. They just are telling me you're not listening. You're not doing what you've been taught in trusting. You have to trust.
Right.
Where is the you've got some self-doubt going on, and is that have to do with this programming that you're trying to learn here quickly?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of it has to do with this language that
I've
sort of only had an introduction to, and I really need to learn a lot better to be able to do the job that they're wanting done. So
okay.
So that makes time an issue.
Okay, and that's the only thing I see, but it's more of a self-doubt, and it's a self-doubt in you, but I don't feel like it's a self-doubt in them and you being able to learn it and being able to do it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's I don't have any doubt that if time weren't an issue, that there would be no problem. The problem I always have is time.
Okay.
But you mentioned a lot of important points about having faith in the process.
If you haven't been, I would like you to spend just like 5 or 10 minutes just going into a meditative state and just connecting with your team. Just connect with your team and ask them to show you and to lead you and to guide you into the words to speak and the way to learn. And, it's almost like the only way I can describe it is before you would start going into your the lessons of learning this program language is do a Reiki session on yourself so that you're able to receive it and move through it in like twice in twice the amount of in half the time that it would normally take, right? Okay. So that you ingest this information and it come clearly to you and easily to you. That's Definitely. That's what they mean by use us, let us help you. But you're going the hard way. It's almost like the only way I can describe it is you're trying to hardwire everything versus just, I just see all these wires going everywhere, like an old-fashioned way of doing something versus just spiritually opening yourself up going, okay, I'm open to receiving. This is easy. Allow me to be, a sponge for this information and it come easy to me. It's almost like, gosh, I don't know how else to describe. I wish sometimes people could see in my head, but it's like, put some of them on the job of learning this data and then have it downloaded. Yes.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, to a degree. Although, if I've never actually read data, it'd be hard to know. I mean, maybe for once I'll just somehow say something I've never heard before or never remembered reading before. But
yeah, but I mean, it's just asking them to open your mind to receiving this and not being so hardwired to this being difficult. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's all.
All right.
This is so crazy because your guide just said you gave a complicated answer to something that's really easy. Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I do have 2 more callers waiting.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I appreciate
okay.
I appreciate
That's
all
okay.
all of that.
No problem.
So
No problem. Good luck. Let us know.
Okay, thanks a lot, both of you.
You're welcome, Eric.
Thanks, Sarah. Take it easy, mister. Okay, let's go 404. I don't know who this is. Who's 404?
Steve.
Hi. Hey, Steve.
How you doing?
Not bad. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome. Nice to hear you.
So what's happening, Steve? How can I help you, honey?
Well, I'm kind of I'm a few forks in the road. I'm coming to the end of pretty much a contract job, and we're looking to move out of here and go back home. And I've been trying to find something around there. I'm able to get into a lot of different companies with the experience that I've had, but I'm thinking I'm not getting any calls because of my age, and it's just getting frustrating. And I'm just wondering if you're seeing anything soon.
It's in okay. You said you're getting ready to go back home. Are you trying to find a job at home?
Yes.
I don't know what this is you do, but I feel like you go home and then right back out again. Like, I don't feel like you're home for very long. And whatever this is you do takes you back on the road again. What do you do?
Okay. Right now, I'm a machinist. And I don't want to work from home. I want to work, back home. I mean, in another state. I'm from Georgia.
Okay.
I'm in Virginia right now, and we want to go back to Georgia.
You're trying to get back to Georgia and stay in Georgia. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Honey, I don't, I just hate that I'm about to say this, but I don't feel like I feel like you go to Georgia and I feel like you have to go back out again somewhere else and then you go back to Georgia. I feel like there's a short term. I feel like it's about 6 months. How long were you gone on this last contract?
Well, I was in Georgia for 21 years, and the plant shut down, and I transferred up here to Virginia, and I was contracted for a year, and that's up now. And
okay.
I've got the choice of staying or going back, and everybody, we want to go back.
Okay.
But there's
so
the company I work for now, they're not there anymore. So it's basically starting over somewhere else.
But in the Virginia area?
No, in Alabama.
In Georgia.
Georgia. Okay. I got you. But
so let me ask a question. Can I ask a geographical question? Because I'm up here in Canada, and it's like I don't know how far your igloo is from the igloo you want to be at, but
it's a long way.
How far is Virginia from Georgia?
10
hours.
hours. Yeah, I was going to say 18 hours. Yeah.
So it wouldn't be possible to, but I mean, could you work for the week and go home on the weekend or something, and then like in the meanwhile be until you have a job secured in Georgia?
Well, that would financially be a burden, trying to live here and have them living there, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So he reloaded his whole family to Virginia, right?
Would it be more of a burden than being back in Georgia without a job? I'm not being a smart ass. I'm trying to problem solve. I'm trying to problem solve. 10 hours is far, but if you could find go ahead.
We'd be, it'd be willing to go to Alabama, Florida, just out of Virginia, somewhere close to Georgia.
So Steve, this is what I'm getting at, is I don't see your next stop being Georgia, but I see you going somewhere else, and it's like 6 months. I don't know why I keep saying 6 months, but it's like 6 months, and I don't know if when does your contract end in Virginia?
Well, it ended, but they said that he could keep going, right?
Right.
So now let me ask you this question.
Okay, there's the 6 months.
One more question. One more question. Does the company you're with right now have a branch or a shop or whatever in any other place you're willing to go to that they could help you get to there? No. Okay.
Yeah, no, that doesn't feel right.
I've got 5 to 6 months left on the contract we got for the apartment here.
Okay, there's the 6 months. Okay.
Okay.
I don't. Okay. My gut is telling me that you're going to see out your contract there with. I just keep hearing 6 months in my head. 6 months in my head. If you went back to Georgia, it would be for just a very short stint, which makes sense to me that it might be like a visit or something, and then you go back to Virginia. Okay. But in the meantime, continue looking in the Georgia area, but it's not going to be in the immediate future. I'm looking, can I go 2 months? No. 3 months? No. 4 months? No. 5. Okay. I would say at the earliest, I'm looking at about 5 to 7 months when you're going to move out of the Virginia area, but I'm not convinced it's back to Georgia. Or if it's Georgia, it's not where you think it's going to be. So I need you to not pigeonhole yourself on necessarily the city within the state of Georgia that you're trying to get to. And when you said Alabama or Florida, That all feels really good to me, and I'm even going up the coast to like North Carolina.
Okay.
Possibly even like is Tennessee around there? What Tennessee? What's
Yeah.
yeah, even possibly even around the Tennessee area. So kind of broad.
Okay.
I just want you to broaden your scope a little bit on where you're looking. And all of a sudden I see a big smile on your face, because all of a sudden now it's like, I got it. I just need to just, did I just move that out more? Did I bring it in more? No, it's still 4 to 5 months, but it'll take you time to get reload and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like you'll see your commitment through where you are. And then you leave. But I'm not convinced it's Georgia, but in the surrounding states, yes.
Okay.
So you'll be maybe 2 or 3 hours from visiting family versus 10.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
It's very strange. So when I tell myself to look geographically, I become the state of Ohio, and my arms, like my left arm faces east, my right arm faces west, and then I have them dangle like up or down to show me which direction. Like I become a compass from the. Okay, so this I have to describe my method of madness, and I feel like I'm kind of swinging at a diagonal, like the Carolinas. Really, kind of put some feelers out in the Carolinas, will you?
Okay.
Because that really feels good to me. Is that area?
Okay. All right.
Now, you heard me talking to Eric, where your energy go, where your mindset is and the energy flow to that. And I know that, yes, there is an age issue, because I'm 51, and if I were to have to get back into the workforce, people look at that. But there are companies out there that are not going to look at that. There are companies that are going to look at what you can bring to the table. They're going to look at your experience, and they're going to accept you for where you are. Okay. So hold that energy, okay? Hold the energy of, it is easy for me to find a job. It is easy for me, right? It is easy for me to move into this new location and that kind of thing. Is your mom deceased, please?
No.
Okay.
No.
Hang on a second. I've got a mother energy coming through. So give me just a second. Okay. Let me just describe to you the energy of the woman that's coming through. She's really bossy. She's really bossy. She would have been someone that would have, gosh, are you messy? Who doesn't pick up their shoes? Did you not put your shoes away? Or somebody who would have always been, who is this?
That's me.
Okay. So who would have, I still feel like I'm a motherly energy. So do you have a grandmother on mom's side that is in spirit, please?
Yes.
Okay. Would she have been the one that passed of what I would consider I guess I just got old. I feel like I just got old. Like just old age.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Listen to me. Your grandmother is guiding you through this process of finding this job, and she's telling me that she must have been a very strong woman of faith. Do you understand when I say that?
Yeah.
Would have had a prayerful life, would have had a strong faith in a God that serves her. And she's telling you that you just need to put your trust in God and trust back in your faith and know that you will be cared for and provided for.
Okay.
Do you understand that message?
Yes, I do.
She also says, do you have her cross or a cross? Some kind of cross that would have been hers? Was she very spiritual? Was she...
There was a cross. It went missing. My sister had it, and she lost it.
Okay. Isn't that funny? So she's talking about the cross. Okay. All right. So she's aware. She's just bringing, it's kind of a point of, I just need you to know I've got an eye. She just closed one eye, like she's looking through a peephole. You know how like Little Rascals, they looked through the peephole of like the knot in the wood, and that's what she's doing. She's like, I just want you to know I'm watching and I'm looking, and I got an eye on what's happening down there. Okay, so she's all up in everyone's business. She's also telling me that there's did you not make it home for this last holiday? Did you try to make it home? Had plans to make it home, but didn't get back home for something special that was supposed to be happening? What's the event you didn't make it home for?
4th of July. That's the only one I can think of.
Did you guys have plans to try and go back home and didn't make it?
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Okay. All right. She's aware of that. Okay. So she's just bringing up things that's going to validate her existence, that she's paying attention and that she's involved in the family stuff. I got to tell you, she's closing her hands. She's closing her hands to give me the sign that there was a very short window of time that you would have been able to go and would have been there for maybe a day and then had to turn around and drive home. Would have had to drive back to Virginia. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. And she said it would not have been safe for your family to travel like that. And that's why it didn't happen. She was protecting you. It would not have been safe and she would not allow it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So don't be upset about that. Okay.
Okay.
Where's the balloons being set off? Who just had a birthday? Somebody just had a birthday. She's setting off balloons and blowing candles out of a cake. Did someone just celebrate a birthday, please?
My mom's birthday is Monday.
Okay. So if you can please send your mother love and tell her that her mother is wishing her a happy birthday because she's blowing out candles on her cake for her, which is my way of spirit saying, that they're sending birthday wishes.
Okay.
Would your grandmother have been the kind of person to like smush your cheeks, like kiss your cheeks, and wet kisses I'm getting? Like she's pinching my cheeks and I got big wet kisses on my cheeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be her.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, I didn't even ask you if I could bring her forward. She just made it happen. So I hopefully you're okay with all of this. But this is her way of letting you know that she's present in your life. She loves you. She goes, let God guide you. Trust in your faith and put it out to God and trust that he will take care of it.
I'll do that. I will do that.
Okay. Okay. All right, honey. I'm going to leave you with that. Much love to you. Just know that your grandmother's now. Who's wearing the baseball cap backwards or hat backwards? Somebody's got a hat on backwards. What?
A hat on backwards?
Yeah, I'm seeing somebody who's wearing a hat not the way they're supposed to be wearing it. Does that make any sense to you? Do you have boys? Do you have two boys?
No, I don't.
Or are you one of two boys?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So she's acknowledging your brother. She's acknowledging you have a brother. You guys were very ornery. Are you close in age? Almost like twins, close in age? Or were you just close as brothers?
We were real close as brothers when we were growing up.
Okay. So she's acknowledging that relationship.
Okay.
So she wants to please say hi to him as well from Grandma, will you?
I will.
Okay. All right. She could keep talking. Did she have good grief? Did she have false teeth?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
She just gives me the feeling that my teeth are chattering or something going on with your teeth. Is somebody supposed to be going to the dentist or something going on with your teeth?
Yeah, both me and my wife, we both lost our crowns. We got to go get our crowns put on.
All right, very good. So that's what the false teeth is all about. So she's acknowledging that you need to get that done. Don't put that off, because you could have a lot more trouble putting it off than just biting the bullet and getting it taken care of. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right. She's nosy, isn't she? She's all up in it.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right. I'm gonna tell her so she could talk. She's a talker, man. So I gotta like shut her down, because Chris, is there still someone else that needs a reading? She's
Thank you
just.
very much.
You're welcome, honey. This is what she's doing, and I wish this would have been the one night I was wearing makeup so I could be seen doing this reading. But she's got her hands pressed up on her chest, and she says, "I pray for you every night. I pray for you and your family. I pray for all of my loved ones. I love them all. I love you all. I just want everybody to know I love you all so much, and I pray for all of you."
Okay. Thank you
Aw.
very much.
So welcome, honey.
Hey,
Thank
Steve,
you.
thanks. Eh? Good luck,
Hey,
mister.
thank you.
Betcha. Take it easy. Good luck.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. He could do radio though. Like he could do radio commercials, because I gotta.
He's got a great voice.
I gotta
And-
hang on. Yeah,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she's not stopping. She's still talking.
Here, this is the guy in this audio is the guy screaming in this audio is the guy you just talked to. So hang on a second.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
The following is a public service announcement for the Consumer Protection Agency. The Consumer Protection Agency has ordered the immediate recall of all electronic handheld bug zappers manufactured within the last 5 years. These handheld electronic bug zappers appear to be the cause of some sort of new addiction affecting only male members of the population. It seems that once activated, men have the uncontrollable urge to touch the electronic grid to see if the unit is working properly, thereby receiving a jolt of electricity. This jolt of electricity appears to cause a total loss of all common sense as they continue to touch the electrified grid with various parts of their body. This is not only damaging to their body, but is detrimental to the normal thought processes. So if you have one of these handheld electronic bug zapper units in your home, you are advised to immediately remove the batteries and return it to the place of purchase for a full refund. And enlist psychological help for all male members of your family that may have come in contact with one of these electronic devices. This has been a public service announcement for the Consumer Protection Agency and this
All
station.
right, so there we go. I have a few others of him. He did some little spots for me.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
Anyway, he's a funny guy.
They did that on Jackass. They had Steve touch his weenie with the bug zapper. I think the guy's name was Steve on Jackass that did it.
There you go. That's funny.
Not this Steve, but that Steve. So.
That's what he did.
Oh my God.
If I was your wife, I'd be saying, I don't care what you touch with that bug zapper, but you are not to touch that.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's get Jay, and I think that's our last caller. And So let's go get Jay. Hi, Jay.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
I love that it's been so many men this evening. This is awesome.
Hey, you're welcome. We're opening up.
So it's just awesome. So what's going on, Jay? How can I help you, honey?
Hey, it's been a interesting whirlwind week or so, or 2 weeks. I was actually in Toronto for my friend's funeral. I had to go, and it was a whirlwind. I was there on Thursday morning, early Thursday morning, but the funeral was actually on Friday. It was like really, it for me, it was a lot of emotions that came out. So, and just telling you my story here. And then this Saturday I went back home, and then this weekend or last weekend, Saturday I attended a called a bone dance. It was down in Lethbridge, Alberta, and it was for honoring the dead. People have passed on. So I honored my mother that passed on in April and my friend that passed on June 27th. And then I went to a grave on Sunday. I went to do a a ceremony regarding incense for the dead too, and then go see the graves of my grandmother and my grandfather and my uncle on my mother's side. And I went to another ceremony after that that was presented by the Buddhist church there, and then I took off to a place called Raymond, which actually is a town about 20 minutes south of Lethbridge, to see my grandfather and my grandmother on my father's side. So it's quite.
Wow, you've had a crazy week.
And then actually on Monday when I went back home here, I did. I went to a place called Calgary and visited the first place where I met my friend David and did a honoring lunch to honor him. So.
Now, is David the one you attended the funeral last week?
Yes.
Okay. Now, it's not uncommon for it to be too soon for him to talk, but I do feel like I have my guides are giving me information about your friend, and I want to make sure this is the right person. I have the energy of someone's. What I want to say is, I feel like, I don't know if this is David's energy or not. The person that they're showing me passed tragically, or there's tragedy around his passing, because it's either too soon or this just feels too sudden. Do you understand what I'm saying? Too soon, too sudden. Too soon, too sudden is all the words I keep hearing. So if he had been sick, it happened fast. Or there was some type of tragic passing. What happened to your friend David?
He was battling cancer for about 4 years.
No.
And he is, and his, he didn't die all of a sudden, but it was starting to go downhill in June, so.
Okay.
So maybe not him, him.
I don't think that's who they're bringing forward. I think the energy of, I got to tell you, I feel like your friend David is making peace with his passing. And I feel like he's in a really good place. I feel like he must have studied some alternative things like you do, like with the bone dance and all that kind of bone ceremony or something. He must have had a great faith in the afterlife. Does that make sense?
I think he did. When he passed, and I heard that he became a Christian, actually.
Excellent. That's what I'm looking for. Is he had a great faith. I don't, it's one of these things where I don't feel like he was ready to die, but he was prepared to die. Okay. Yeah. And, but I got somebody else stepping forward for you. It's very interesting. Can you relate to a person who, I feel like their passing was really fast. And this, I wouldn't have suffered 4 years. This would have been something that would have happened very quickly. Are you aware who's, okay. Are you a shaman? Do you study shamanism?
I'm not sure what the word means or what I do, but I do practice native stuff, yeah.
You really have a lot of spirits that follow you. Do you understand that?
Yeah, just especially angels right now too, but give me some sort of guidance. But yeah, just right now, just kind of like my brain's kind of foggy in that way.
Okay.
Just because still grieving right now, but yeah.
Do you have someone in your surrounding And please keep in mind that this could belong to somebody that you know, and maybe it's not you, but I feel like my neck is broke. I feel like my neck snaps, and I hate that I say it that way, but I feel like I'm taking ownership of this passing. So I feel like I hung myself. Do you know who this is?
Shoot.
Can you claim that energy?
I do not know who hung themselves, or I don't know anybody that actually did pass on like that.
You don't have any acquaintances that have somebody that like a friend or family member that has done this recently?
No, I know what my cousins and things are going through, but I don't know anybody about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just hold on to it, because I feel like okay, you know what? Hang on a second. You said you just went to the grave. You just went to like a cemetery this past weekend?
Yeah, 2 of them.
I want to go to the second one. I want to go to the second grave. Who were you visiting when you went to the second one?
My grandfather and my grandmother on my father's side.
Okay.
So
Was your
there's 2 different types of grandmothers you're gonna see, maybe. And probably
are you named after your grandfather? I got like a J name coming through, but I don't know that it's like James or Jeremy J, something with a J name.
Yeah, that's my first name, but
no, but this isn't you, but it's somebody. It's
yeah.
Are you named? Are you named after someone?
I don't think so. My dad is Jack, though.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm. Okay, hang on a second. Now, is the grandfather that you went to see, is that your dad's dad?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just hang with me for a second.
Okay.
I don't know where the guy that comes. I don't know where this guy comes in that has a broken neck. I don't know where he comes in, but all of a sudden now I have to go to the second. I have to go to the second cemetery. I have to talk about your grandfather, and I have to talk about the guy with the J name. So I feel like I have to talk about your father. Are you and your father? Have you not seen each other in a while? Not talked to each other in a while, or just don't talk often?
I haven't talked to my dad in about almost 2 years, but I have been communicating through mail. Like,
okay.
Writing. So
okay.
He's in the midst of doing things. So I'm moving as like basically selling his house and moving into a town. So because he's older.
Okay. And what's the reason for the lack of communication?
I don't know. It's just probably because my stepmother is very intrusive of actually knowing what everyone else is doing, and it's very kind of like a spy in a way.
Okay. Okay, now I know why I have a noose around my neck. Okay.
Okay.
Your dad is kept on a very short leash.
Yes.
That's why I have a noose around my neck. Okay. It's not that someone hung themselves. It's that she keeps him on a leash.
Yeah.
It's like this is an energetic leash that she has around his neck, and he can't stray very far. And your grandfather is coming through, and he is making it clear to me that he needs this relationship healed, that's between you and your father. And you cannot continue to let this woman drive a wedge between your relationship.
Oh, yeah. But
Do you
also, I understand it, but also it's one of the reasons I didn't actually go down to see my mother pass away or the funeral is that there was an email that was sent about a year ago, and it's really vicious, actually, accusing me about things that I said that I didn't have, a certain thing from the computer, and now it came up at that time, and I said I'm not going to go down ever again. I don't want to. So I mean, just saying this publicly, but the thing is that it was really bad. But I know what you're talking about. See, I don't understand. There's some sort of thing that's really weird about this. That my mother, or both my father and my stepmother worked at the same place.
Okay.
So, yeah. But,
okay.
Yeah. So I know what you're talking about, the short leash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It really bothers your grandfather that this is not who your dad is. Do you understand when I say that?
Yeah.
And it's almost like, now obviously your parents were divorced, and he's with your stepmom now, but I feel like your dad, it's almost, the only way I can describe this is he just doesn't have any fight left in him, so he just lets her rule the roost.
Yeah.
And your grandfather is like turning over in his grave at his behavior, and it's upsetting to him that your father is choosing this woman over a relationship with you. So he wants to make that very clear, but it's also a two-way street. So he wants you, even though it may be difficult to break through that barrier that she's put up, it's just important that you let your father know what he means to you.
Yeah.
And not have any regrets on your end, okay?
Right.
It's just very important. And I also feel like you're very gifted in your own right, and I feel like you feel in your gut when things are about to happen. It's almost like you have a what I would call like a seer, like you have a prophetic vision. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And I don't know, I don't know. I just feel like something's about to happen with, so I don't prophesy death, but I just feel like something's about to happen that I would not want you to have any regrets if something happened to your father and you weren't able to get that message through to him. Okay. Is your dad has he not been well? Is his health declining? Has he not been well?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's I communicate my mail, but he said he's not feeling that well. I mean,
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't feel like it's death, but I just feel like your dad's health is declining. And that's why I feel like it's important from your grandfather's perspective that you just continue to reach out and continue to speak your truth about how you feel about your father, so that in the event of his untimely death or whatever this is about, that you won't have any regrets over your relationship with him. Your stepmom is another story. She's just, ooh, I can't say that. I'm not going to say that. Your grandfather just made a comment that I'm not going to say on the air.
Okay.
But I think you would just take an inference from that, okay, on how she feels about her.
Yeah. I would probably understand what you mean, so.
Okay. You, on the other hand, need to be open to how spirit is communicating with you, because I just feel like you're following the path of the shaman. Like you have the ability to really be in touch with spirit, but for some reason you have a resistance to it, whether you don't feel like you can, or it isn't your calling or something like that. There's just some resistance on your part, but I'm telling you, you are damn good at it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. What's this healing work you're doing? What is the healing work you're doing? Have you been doing some type of healing modality, working with your hands, sending energy, something like that?
Well, I was talking to Chris. It's like I still do drumming. Not really kind of like interested in it right now. I'm just still still in the grieving process. So I'm actually a little bit down because of that. Because actually I got 5 of the students that I did a drumming class in April, and it was around the time when my mother passed.
Okay.
But what happened is that I gave them an assignment, but none of them wanted to do it.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
really mad about that, actually. So.
Well, you can't make people do it, right? Like, for some, okay. Let me just see if I can find your. This is very interesting. Your grandfather's coming through loud and clear. He's been gone for a while, hasn't he? A good 10 years plus?
Well, which one, though? Father's side?
Yeah.
Father's side. Yeah, he's been, like
30
decades.
years?
Oh,
yeah,
at least more,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I just heard like, at least 30 years. And your mother feels like she had been, I got to flip over to the other side. Your mom, she had been sick. She had been sick. Is that correct? Did she have cancer? Do I have a wig or something about my hair? I'm fussy with my hair. What's going on there?
Well, she liked her hair a certain way, and she did cancer.
Okay. I'm really fussy about my hair. And I have to giggle about that because she just keeps like, again, if you were to see me, I'm just like messing with my hair. I just like everything has to be in place. And I'm very fussy with the way that my hair is supposed to look. I have to tell you, I feel like your mom is stepping forward now, and she would have been, correct me if I'm wrong, but she feels like a very quiet person, but you don't want to cross her. You don't want to get on the wrong side of the tracks of your mother. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well,
it's interesting you say that because I actually talked when it was down for the festival for the dead down in southern Alberta. There's a lady that actually I had some basically a truth talk was what happened, and she said even when she was young, traveling with or having fun with her, she was like really stubborn about things. Yeah. So.
Yep. She she doesn't like she doesn't like being called stubborn.
Yeah.
That's funny. She just held to her truth. That is all, is what she's saying. And but she's giving me the feeling that she had a good life. She did the best to live with no regrets. I feel like she just got really tired there at the end. Just didn't want to fight anymore, if that makes sense. And I feel like some people were thinking that she was giving up, but it wasn't a giving up. She was really tired, and she's really sorry. There's something that you were supposed to have and didn't get. Do you understand that? Something you were supposed to have and didn't get from your mother. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. I just don't know what it was or what it is, but.
There would have been a oh God. Do you have a sister?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Why am I feeling like your sister isn't a nice person? Would she have been a little bossy about how things happened around your mother's death, please?
Well, yeah, I kind of like separated myself from everything that was around that time period.
Okay.
Wasn't there, and I had to had to sign out with the house and whatever the it's the paper when you sign giving up your rights or something like that. You
did not. Seriously?
Yeah, why? Yeah, I had to sign a paper for it. I actually wanted to, but why?
Was this after your mom's passing?
Yes.
That's exactly what she's talking about. She's devastated that you signed that paper.
Why
That's
is that?
I'm feeling like this was your right to have whatever this is that you didn't get. She's acknowledging that you didn't get it.
No, it was actually. I think it was for me. It was okay. I mean,
okay.
I'm just, yeah.
You just wanted to walk away from it and be done with all of it?
Yeah, Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's acknowledging that happened,
Yeah.
and she's not happy that you didn't get what was rightfully yours. She understands the way you felt about it, but she feels like it was your right to have it, and I'm saying from the perspective of energy, she knows that there was some things that, God, this is just really uh, 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 didn't work out in your favor, let's say, and she's not happy about that because this is stuff that you were supposed to have. So she's acknowledging that she is aware that this situation happened and she is sorry.
Well, it's basically on me because it's a reconciliation for what I did and didn't do, right? So it's more on my part. So I mean, basically, it's I gotta not live with it, but I gotta do something that I can actually reclaim some sort of thing. Maybe I'll do I'll probably write poetry around it or something like that to.
Okay.
Make it feel so. It's just my way of doing it. So, but
okay.
I can't make up for what I didn't do or not do. So.
Well, for some reason, I feel like you're being hard on yourself, and she's telling you that whatever this is that happened, all is forgiven. That's what she just said to me. All is forgiven. Whatever just happened, whatever you feel still obligated to, or the emotions of, or the tie to, all is forgiven. Let it go. All is forgiven. Let it go. Whatever ceremony you have to go through to finally release that out of your energy, let it go once and for all. Okay?
Yeah, it's a hard one for me right now. So.
Okay.
I know.
When you're ready, that is her wish for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I know this is a tough period of time that you're going through, but I feel like your guides and your team want you to know that they need you to know that they are there for you, that you are not alone in this, and that you are just surrounded by energy from the other side that is supporting you, loving you, holding you, keeping you, and they need you to know that.
Okay.
So much love coming from the other side. There's so much love. It's I'm sorry. Let's give it a few weeks or even a few months before we try to get a hold of your friend and see what's happening there. But I do feel peace around his passing. So I want to leave you with that. Okay.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, I heard what happened. So it's very peaceful.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been.
Are you okay? Do you have any other questions, honey, or anything you need?
No, I'm grateful for the insight and reading. I'll definitely record it. I'm okay. I'm just going to grief groups and expressing what's going on, and
Okay.
so like I said, I'm just just taking summer kind of easy. It's still I know I just have more. I still haven't dealt with my anger with my mother yet completely, and I still have to deal with that. So.
Yeah, that's that's a tough one, and that's yeah, and that is probably why she's impressing upon me that there's, for whatever it's worth, there's regrets on all parts. Like, I feel like she has regrets on how she left things. I feel like, so for whatever part is her fault, and for whatever part she's taken responsibility for, and she is sorry. She's sorry. She's sorry you're hurting, and she's sorry that things went the way they did.
Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe the general question out there, people listening, is that why is it one person is really open to ideas to improve their health and having ideas and what's going on and real truths that are going on, what's going on, especially in the medical industry and what we had to discuss. So what was going on and some facts, and they were just like overlooked. Like I know. I know my mother doesn't like to hear the word stubborn, but that's what it was. Is that there was things going on that I wasn't really included. We didn't have like a I don't know, like a team, conversation on what was going to be going on with the operation and things. But just it really made me mad. So I felt really excluded from that family, from being
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She's not answering. She's not answering that. She's just shaking her head, and she said, "I'm sorry. It was never intentional to make you feel that way. It was never intentional to make you feel that way, and I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that is the feeling that you were left with. It was never meant to come across that way, at least from her perspective."
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of fear in her being as she's going through these experiences, and she's just kind of like, this is the visual that Spirit is giving me, is that she's just kind of, okay, this is an example. When someone in Hollywood has bodyguards and they're being kind of, let's say, or even the president, right? Like they've got like people around them that are moving them through the crowd, and the person themselves really doesn't have a choice because the bodyguards around them are moving them through the crowd and shoving them through and shoving them into a car. I feel like that's your mom. I feel like whoever this is around her that's making these decisions for her, she's just getting kind of moved around and shoved around and just kind of like, okay, okay. And just like really doesn't have time to process or make her own choices because they're being made for her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And hindsight, everything's hindsight. And it was never meant it was never meant to be that way. It was never meant to be an exclusion. And I know it feels that way. And she is just major regrets on that. But she's sorry. And she needs you to know how much she loves you, how much she's, what she's saying to me is that I'm so relieved to be out of that physical life. So I don't know what she had going on, but she's pain free now.
Yeah.
So there must have been a lot of pain in her body, because she's telling me she's pain free now. Liberated. She just used the word, I'm liberated.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, she is. She had a lot of pain. She had lots of stuff going on, physical stuff. So, yeah.
Okay. What is this with you? I have to giggle. It's like rainbows and unicorns, like Skittles, rainbows and unicorns. What does that mean to you?
I don't know. Wow, geez, I don't know. Wow, what's the symbol of a unicorn? What does that mean?
I don't know. She just is showing me rainbows, and she's showing me rainbows, Skittles, like the
yeah, the candy.
Like the candy. What the hell's that all about?
I don't know what that's all about.
Does she have grandchildren?
Pardon me?
Yeah, from you? Do you have children?
No, we didn't have grandchildren. My sister and I.
Neither one of you ended up having children?
No.
Okay.
No.
Why am I seeing a unicorn with like rainbow? The heck does that mean?
Trying to symbolize. I don't know what it means. Kids, rainbows. I don't know. Happiness. I don't know.
I don't know.
Be happy.
I don't want to make it fit. And you can just hold on to it. You know what? It's kind of like it's really random. I don't know if you've ever heard of My Little Pony.
Yes.
Okay. I'm seeing a My Little Pony with with a unicorn horn. Okay. Yeah. Hold on to that one because I don't know what that means. I don't know if she's wanting to talk about someone's childhood. I'm not sure. That's going to take us off in a whole different direction. So, but I'll just, I'll leave you with that. And maybe you can even ask your guides or ask your mom, know that you can talk to your mother directly, and you can use your guides to help you discern, What are you talking about? What is your mom's name, please? Just the first
Yumi.
name.
Yumi.
Yumi?
Yeah.
She's not letting me go. I keep seeing a pony, a horse, a pony, colorful. Okay, all right. It's like the have you ever seen the original Wizard of Oz where they're in the castle? Is it the castle or that big whatever you call it? And there's the horse of many colors. The horse of many colors. Do you remember the horse was changing colors as it was going through the as it was taking Dorothy to wherever it was where they were going to get her in the balloon to travel home. Do you remember that scene?
Oh, gee, that's dating me. I haven't watched that movie in such a long time. But
Wizard of Oz. It's about the Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Okay. Why is she taking me to the Wizard of Oz? There's something about there's something about the horse of many colors, rainbows, rainbow colors, horse, unicorns. Unicorn representing to me more like fantasy type stuff, more like that kind of thing. Are you do you lead people on spiritual journeys? Do you do meditative spiritual journeys like ayahuasca or mushrooms and things like that?
No. No. Funny, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Okay.
I know people do it around here. I don't know where they got the stuff, but yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know if I know it's illegal here in the States. I just don't know if it's illegal in Canada. You don't have to, and you certainly do not have to answer that. I don't know why. I just feel like this has to do something with the spiritual journey. And I feel like if you allow yourself, there's going to be a tremendous awakening in you as if you've been on an ayahuasca trip. Okay. A spiritual journey is about to unfold for you because I feel like I'm not riding the horse of many colors, but I'm being pulled by, like I'm in the carriage with her in the movie Wizard of Oz, and I'm being moved along. And I just hear the music in my head, and I can't sing it because I can't carry a tune, but so this tells me that you're about to embark on some type of spiritual quest, spiritual journey, spiritual awakening, and be open to the experience. Be open to the many colors, the horse of many colors, right? Be open to what's about to unfold in you, within you, and from you, okay?
Okay. Okay, so yeah, what I'm doing, I'm going to be taking a class on poetry writing.
Oh, excellent.
In August, so I just
fantastic.
I just want to write some poems around grief, so that's what I want to do. So
that's fantastic. So that perhaps is, okay. All right. So when we're in a place of grief, we are only seeing in black and white. And that's a part of what this is she's bringing rainbows to you. She's bringing all these different colors to you to help you heal. And this working with poetry is going to be incredibly awesome for you. That's the journey you're about to embark on. That's like a spiritual awakening because your words on paper are going to just be amazing. It's going to be very healing, very, very, very cathartic and healing for you. Absolutely. It's a must.
Excited about it. Yeah.
Excellent. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Well, Jay, thank you for allowing me to work with you tonight. This was really awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Thank you for the messages and confirmations and insights. So I'll definitely, there's still a lot of work to do, but that's been quite the journey so far.
Yeah. Wouldn't be life without it. So she is sending all her love. Please accept that. And just keep letting go. Okay. Just keep letting go.
Yeah, well, I'll work on that. It's still hard though. I mean.
Yeah, I understand. But remember it this way. You're the only one that's hurting by holding on.
Every day.
Right?
Okay.
Truly, you're the only one that's hurting because you're holding yourself hostage to the memory or hostage to the situation, and letting go allows you to heal. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to forget. It's okay to just, you don't need the reminders, basically. You've learned the lesson. When you come to the choice of realizing that, you know what, I've learned my lesson through this experience, whatever it is, I now choose to release. I now choose to forgive. I now choose to let go, and then just give it up. Give it up to whatever, through whatever ceremony works for you. I feel like everything is ritualistic with you, so there must be some type of ceremony that you do in this type of work. So I feel like it'll be very powerful when you do.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you much for connecting with you, Lisa, and all the messages again, and we'll connect tune on maybe on a different level or something like that.
Sounds great.
Do you have some other questions? But yeah, it's a great conversation and spending time with me over the time.
You're welcome.
So,
I didn't. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize, Chris. I'm sorry, I cut way into your overtime.
No, yeah. I don't care about that. I was more worried about you. And
you know what? I have been sitting here with my eyes closed for through all those readings. I didn't even open my eyes. So I wasn't even paying attention to the time.
You didn't see me rolling my eyes.
No,
you
would have had to.
Doing that.
Nope, you would have had. You would have had to have said something. Nope.
But Mr. Dan was sending me Skype messages that were cracking my ass up. You know what I mean? And not about the reading. About like he says, "Are you surfing porn?" and blah blah blah. Like, no.
I wasn't.
No. Anyway,
I wasn't. Sorry, I wasn't seeing anything in chat.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, Jay. Thanks, guy.
Thanks again, Chris. Thanks again, Lisa. We'll catch up with you soon. So
thank you.
No time. Take care.
Hey, peace out. So I was
who's Dragon? So did Skittles buy space in the afterlife?
I know. Hey, he's the comedian. Him and Dan. It looks like it's men's night at Curious.
Yeah, this has been. I don't think I've ever had that many men call in the entire time I've been on working with you on your show.
Well, I know
that was fantastic.
There's probably one more there, and then Dan was all. I don't know what Dan was asking me, like if you were tired of reading them. I don't know if you've ever given Dan a reading. I think he was just trying to. Because I was focusing on something else, multitasking, and I get my resting bitch face, I guess, when I... Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Hi, Dan.
I get a reading, that's all.
Well, I didn't know you were reading.
What's up? What's your question?
Well, I don't know, I was just hoping to get like a general reading, see what you pick up. And
if you can connect with somebody.
Okay. Give me a second here. I got it. It's really weird. It's like really bright in my house right now. The light is on it, so I got to cover. I like literally have been sitting here, just to give you guys the visual with my head down, with my hands over my eyes, and that's just how I've been talking for the last hour.
You must open it up. Oh, you're like this.
Yeah. Well, like put my left back, like exactly like that. With my elbows down on the table. That's how I've
like this.
That's it. That's how I've been for the last hour.
I used to when I was in. This has nothing to do with nothing, but when I didn't realize I did this when I was in school. When I would get to I'm going to mess my hair to do this, but when I was doing a test, I would go like this and put my hair up like that, my head, my hand, my forehead like this, and then after the test or whatever, my hair was all test
Dan, Dan, why do I have to play tic-tac-toe with you? Why did
spin the bottle?
No, just tic tac toe, or like the eeny meeny. Is it eeny meeny? No, it's not eeny meeny miny mo. It's absolutely tic tac toe. Right? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the X's and O's.
Yeah, a game you can't win.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. What's going on in your life that you think you just can't win?
No comment.
Okay.
It's getting. We've had some restructuring at work, and things are making me want to leave. So.
Okay. Okay. I'm telling you, please don't, because it's going to get better, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. Okay. And that's why the tic-tac-toe and your belief in the game, you just can't win. And I need you going on the down low. I need you keeping your opinions to yourself. I need you just being quiet. I need you just zipping it, zip, zip it, zip, zip, right? They're just going like zip it and just fly under the radar is what they're saying. Do you understand what I'm saying? Dan? Are you guys still there?
Yeah, he's
Oh, no.
there.
Oh, I just opened my eyes and saw. Oh, you guys are cracking me up.
Whose turn is it?
No. How do you guys get your mice to do that? Oh, there, look at that. Oh, that is. This is funny. That is too funny. So, do you understand what I just said?
You guys that are all trying to draw with black ink, hello, black on black isn't gonna.
You really can't win then.
Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Go ahead and focus on.
Dan, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. My gut's saying fail, but
no, it would be a huge mistake.
Got a contract or contracts up, management's pissed that we rejected the offer. Yeah, so it's.
Are you responsible for the contract negotiations?
Oh, hell
no. Okay.
No.
So you're just one of the worker bees, correct?
Yeah, I'm just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Write it out.
Yeah.
Just write it out. Don't leave, because I don't feel like it's the right choice. I feel like you'll be like, why the hell did I do that? If I would have just wrote it out, and I just need you breathing. If you can get involved in doing some meditations during this time to really just let that energy out, please do that. Spend time in nature, hug a tree, those kinds of things. Just, but I really think that if you let your emotions get the best of you, 6 months from now, you're going to be like, why did I do that? So I just need you just flying low. I feel like I'm stealth. I feel like I need you flying low under the radar. Zip it. Keep your mouth shut while you're flying over enemy territory so as not to draw attention to yourself, and just ride it out. Okay?
Sure, that's gonna work. Keep my mouth shut and stay under the radar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because that's typically not your behavior, right?
To a point, but I call bull, BS when there's BS.
Yeah. Now, if it comes to a point where you're just like, I just can't do this anymore, do not leave without having something else to go to. That will not work out well for you.
Oh yeah, there's opportunities right now.
Okay.
Union Hall's actually empty.
Your what?
Union Hall's actually empty. So
I don't know what that means.
That means any union company looking for an employee with my background, I have my choice.
Okay.
I have options.
Okay.
walk out the door tomorrow and go somewhere else by the end of the day.
Okay. Okay. I don't know,
Well,
for
once
some.
I get the results of my whiz quiz, but yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I'm not feeling like that's the right answer for you. Do you understand that?
Backstabbing coworkers. Oh.
What's happening there? What's happening at your job?
Your changes. People are back in the company. Hired.
There,
Oh God, I guess this guy, president or something, and he's making major changes, including firing the guy that I reported to. We got a new guy. Just changing changes. Let me put it that way. It's just
a lot of changes.
slowly, yeah, for everybody.
Okay.
Even the people in the office.
Okay. I don't know. I'm going to stand by what I'm saying, Dan. I just feel like I just need you to just write it out for a little bit. It doesn't, you know, jumping ship isn't the right answer.
Yeah. Tic-tac-toe thing, though, kind of. A game I can't win.
And that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like, you know, it's one of these situations. You leave one place and you go into it in another. Does that, you know what I mean? It's like, is it really going to be that much better? It's just you know, it's just, you know, it's no different than someone changing their outfit. It's still the same. It's still the same. It's still the same thing. It's just got a different outfit on, right? So going to a different company, it's still going to have the same problems. There's people going to be, you know, whatever. It's just a different outfit. So how long have you been with the company you've been with now?
8 years.
Okay. That's probably another reason why I'm telling to just write it out. They know your work ethic. They, you know, you've worked up a tenure with the company, yada, 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 yada. Just for some reason, can you just consider giving it 6 months? That's all. Just let it write itself out.
Yeah, that'll. I'm not planning on. There's just days where you just. No. It's like, is it worth it? Is it?
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, there's just those days where you're just like, where my car is. I could be there in 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when you fall back on what you know as far as your spirituality. You know what I mean? You fall back on, all right, guys, where are you? I need you today. I'm really struggling, you know, and I'm asking you to talk to your team, talk to your spirit team that's guiding you through this life.
I think they have a drinking problem.
Oh.
Sorry. I just had to throw that out there. Yeah.
Listen, yeah. I am not, like I don't know who I was talking to when I said I did this meditation today, but when my husband got home, he wanted me to channel for him. And when I channeled for him, we had quite a surprise because we had an energy come through. It's personal, but we had an energy come through that basically reprimanded me for my attitude that I've had lately. And that happens. It's kind of like, you know, I call it my spiritual ass whooping, and I needed it, you know? So your team is there to help you. And if you're not listening, they're going to knock harder. And if, you know, and they want to be of service to you, that they're here. It's a team. That's why they call it the spiritual team. It's a team effort. Yes. Hello, McFly. Right.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. It's kind of like, you're not getting it, right? You're just, sometimes you get so stuck in the 3D because of all the bullshit that's going on, you forget the truth. Okay? That you're a spiritual being here having a human experience, and sometimes it's just crappy.
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. So are you up on anybody from the other side? I guess would be a good way to put it.
Is okay. Okay, give me a second. Who wants to step forward for Dan? Is your so I've got a man coming forward, Dan, that is giving me the feeling like he was a fatherly energy. But I feel like I have a very, I don't know how else to describe it, but I have a very stoic look to my face. Perhaps I was a really serious person, really serious in life. I would have been someone who, I worked hard. I mean, I was working all the time. That's all I did was work. Is your father deceased, please? Are you guys? This is a male energy. Very stoic look on his face. Very stoic. I feel like I lived to be in my older years. So father, grandfather energy, like a very. I just see this very. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like I can't get this guy to crack a smile. Very serious face. Very serious. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can you place this person?
There's 3 possibilities, but the constant working thing. Years ago, a relative passed. I couldn't tell you if he was a cousin or what he was, but I've known him since I was a little kid. But his family, and he worked his butt off his whole life. Okay.
Would
pretty serious.
What's that?
It's hard to get him to laugh. Pretty serious. Hard to get him to laugh.
Okay. Let's just go with this. I feel like so you would understand someone that worked all the time, had a really stoic, serious look on their face, and would have just been very difficult to crack a smile. Like life was just, it's all about work. That's all I did. Never really had fun, if you will. This is okay. Why the hell are you coming through for Dan now? Okay. Who is this person to you? You said it's a cousin?
Yeah, some relative. Honestly, I should know, and I feel bad that I don't.
It's okay. It's okay. Was he a father, though? Did he leave behind 3 children, please?
Oh, let me think. 2. Or a third. 2 of them came up here from California, and I think there was a third still in. Yeah.
Okay.
That's 3.
Okay. So for whatever it's worth, he's stepping forward. Okay. And he's making me feel like he's okay. If I had my video on, this would make more sense. But you know those games where I have 3 things in front of me, and it's like a magician's game. I have a ping pong ball, and I'm going to put like a turtle shell over the ping pong ball, but I have 3 turtle shells, and I'm going to move those shells around, and you don't know where the ping pong ball is. Okay. He's making me feel like he should have moved things around and had different priorities, that it should never have been all about work. Okay. And I feel like he's coming through because you're having work issues and your sole focus is work is all consuming in your life. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he is wanting you to know it's not, if he had it to do over, he would be moving those shells around to where his priority would not have been always working and all consuming about work. And he's like, learn from my mistakes. Learn from the life I lived and don't repeat it.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of regrets. He didn't live life. I feel like there's a point where you let your job own you, and that's a huge mistake. Do you understand what I'm saying? You let your job define you, and he's like, move the turtle shells, man. You got to move those turtle shells around, and you've got to get this, you got to change the way you look at this job, and not get all consumed by it, because right now you're all consumed by it. It's just a thing. That's all. It's just a thing. Clock in, do your job, clock out. Okay? Don't get caught up in all the minutia and all the drama and all the stuff that's going on. Practice becoming an observer of what's happening and not a participant and having to put your 2 cents in. Because again, I feel like it's hard for you to, you're kind of one of these people that walks in and then you'll throw something out there and out the door you go. Almost like you got to get a word in. Does that make sense?
No. No, I usually. No, I try not to say too much unless it's time to call BS on something.
Okay. Well, and it's almost like, the only way I can describe it is it's almost like he doesn't even want you doing that right now. He's like, you know what? If you're not someone who signs the checks, just go in and collect your check. Don't worry about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's all. That's what he's trying to say, because he had his priorities out of order. And he just keeps moving these turtle shells around in front of me. And he's like, I wish I had different priorities in my life. And I can see in Dan what I saw in me, which is my priorities were out of order. And I was all consumed by work. So that is your message, is to find a way to not let work be all consuming, and find something that brings joy into your life and focus on that.
Yeah.
What brings you joy right now?
Sleep. Yeah.
Okay.
I really don't have
There you go.
time for much. I left the house at 5 this morning and I got home about 8:30 tonight. So.
Okay. And I don't know what time it is out there. It's 1 o'clock here. 1:12. It's probably like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Now it just turned 10. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's time, it's just like that last caller. It's time to find a way that you can get in touch with what brings you joy in life. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. Perhaps it's writing. Perhaps it's just writing things down and going, I'm all consumed by life. What else is there? What else can I do? What can I, show me a way to see things differently.
Tequila. Oh. Oh, sorry.
Okay. You know what? He just showed me a big thing of smoke. You haven't been smoking things, have you? You find a lot of joy out of working with your foods and smoking foods and doing those types of things, right?
Yeah, I haven't done that.
There you go. Chris.
I'll have to go to Canada here shortly.
That's exactly what he's showing me, is that that was something that brought you joy and took you out of the chaos of focusing only on your job. Okay? So that's what he's coming forward for, is to just tell you, look, I've been there, done that, and went out the other end, and it's like, wow, like I missed so many opportunities to do things differently because I was so consumed with work. Don't repeat what I did. Okay?
Yeah.
Even if it's just pulling up Chris's the beginning intro and listening to the giggles, just like cut out that section, and maybe even Chris will send you the recording. And when you feel like you're in a place of like, man, life is just effed up and I just can't deal with this, blah, 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 whatever. Work is driving me crazy and they're just stupid people. You pull that up on your tunes list and just play it. And then just sit there and just giggle. Because the giggles are so healing. And that's what this guy didn't do. He didn't laugh. He didn't allow himself to have fun. Okay?
Oh, sound like my mom. She was telling me I had to. Chris, you're saying something. Oh. Yeah. She was telling me, comparing me to him and telling me I work too much. Which isn't a bad thing.
Are you serious? Are you serious? When did that happen?
Like 4 days ago, 5 days ago.
Holy shit. Are you serious, Dan?
I'm dead serious. Yeah.
Okay. What's happening again?
The first time she said it, yeah.
Right? It's happening again. Now the dead man's come through for you, telling you from his perspective, your mother's right.
Yeah,
okay.
Like I'm gonna listen to my mom.
You certainly do not want to tell your mother that this just happened, because that gives her all the ammo. Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
but you but you are you are hearing this from him directly. Okay, so please heed his message as something very important, and listen to the intro again and just laugh. Find things to giggle at. Okay?
Yeah.
You know what my husband and I do when we want to giggle? We watch Seinfeld. Like, we have watched every episode of Seinfeld on Hulu at least 10 times. At least. My favorite is the one where he wears those big glasses and buys all those packs of gum because he can't see. You know, because he's got those big glasses on. Oh, God, I think it's even called The Gum. So, you know, perhaps you even look up Larry Seinfeld or the Seinfeld episodes and look for The Gum, where he wears those or, you know, the one where the shrinkage, right? And just, there's so many things that can make you giggle. Those are the things I want you looking for. Okay.
Yeah, and there's a new Jim Jeffries show on tonight, so I know what I'm watching.
There you go. Anything that makes you giggle. Okay. Anything that makes you giggle is your assignment. You're not allowed to watch anything serious for the next 2 weeks. Every day, you're supposed to do something that makes you giggle. Okay? And when we talk again, I want to hear about what you did to make you giggle.
Might scare you.
I can tell you a dirty joke.
Go ahead. Maybe you should work tomorrow. Maybe it'll get me fired.
I don't know if it's something I should. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Am I allowed to tell a dirty joke? Why? How come I can't hear Chris?
She muted herself.
Oh.
I've been yakking all this time and nobody's been hearing me.
No, we haven't heard. No, we haven't.
Why are they not answering? Jesus, why did they not answer me? I wanted to quickly ask you, Dan. I was saying the funniest shit too, man. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I'll listen to it in archives. Oh.
I was wondering if so I'm not sure if you and I are if you guys are. Sometimes the American people are ahead or behind in a particular series that's on TV. So *Handmaid's Tale*. Did you watch Sunday's show?
Fell asleep. So
what was happening before you fell asleep?
Oh God, what was it? Somebody running off with the baby, or was that the week before?
Oh, okay. That was last week. That was the one.
That was the one that was on.
Well, that was the one I
Googled
just
it,
saw.
and I think we get it. You get it 2 days after us. I think is what I found out.
Oh, we
'cause I
get it
Googled
2 days after you. Okay. Okay. The last thing was she was running away with the baby. There was a whole bunch of people helping.
That's not funny,
from
Chris.
house.
That's not funny stuff. That's not what I'm talking about.
No.
No,
I know.
that
I
makes
know.
sense.
No. But I asked about 10 minutes ago, but nobody fucking heard me, right? Okay. So,
My God, you know you're recording, right?
I know I'm recording. I reserve the right to break my own rules. And so, okay. So, what's funny to you, Dan?
What's funny to me? Oh man. Yeah, it's I don't know how to explain it. My sense of humor is rather unique. Today I was on the road, and some tweaker and his girlfriend ran out in front of me, doing like 45 miles an hour. The girlfriend keeps running. The tweaker stops, and he walks slow, and I'm not slowing down for him, and he flips me off as he's going by. I'm on the phone talking to a coworker. I said, "You're not going to believe this." I said, "I'm going to run that son of a bitch over, and the dental records won't help identify his body because he's got no freaking teeth." I laughed about that for a little while, but you know, that's yeah. but I'm working in areas where there's tweakers, alcoholics. It's really bad right now where we're at. So I can't wait to get out of there. It's mostly tribal. So none of these people, they're getting money from the casino. None of these people work a real job. They get money from the casino. They hang out, get wasted, get stoned, beat up on their wives, you know, because they don't have to work for a living. And it's really kind of discouraging, to say the least. Yeah. Oh, you think that's funny? Oh.
No, I just wrote my name on the screen, and then Christy spammed me. She jumped on and added a TY.
No.
These guys, they crack me up.
What exactly is what's a tweaker anyway? What is that?
That's meth, crystal meth.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Call them tweakers around here.
Oh, okay.
Because they always tweak stuff like cars and try to make them better, and since they're idiots, and the drugs make them even more of an idiot. So
I'm really bad at telling jokes, and this is something that my husband told, so I'm probably going to screw it up. But there's this woman, and she goes to a gynecologist, and she tells the doctor, she goes, "Doctor," she goes, "I don't know what's happening." She goes, "Every so often," she goes, "there's a postage stamp that falls out of my vagina." And the doctor goes, "Okay, well, we'll take a look and we'll see." And she puts her up on the table and she examines her. And she goes, "Ma'am," she goes, "I don't know how to tell you this." She goes, "But those aren't postage stamps. Those are," wait a minute. So I've already screwed it up. What's funny is me trying to tell a joke. Okay. So this woman goes to the doctor. I got to start over. Eek! Give me the sound effects that it's a takeover. Slap. All right. Like it. Take two.
Lisa's joke. Take two. Action.
So this woman goes to the doctor, and she's like, "These postage stamps from Costa Rica keep falling out of my vagina." So she puts her up on the table. She's like, "Okay, well, we'll check this out." She goes, "Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this." She goes, "But those aren't postage stamps from Costa Rica." She goes, "Those are stamps off of the Chiquita bananas."
Nice.
So that's my dirty joke.
I might be able to use that one at work tomorrow.
I the punchline because Christy's firing me again. What's the, say that again? Say the punchline again? I hate to tell you this, but what?
Those aren't postage stamps. Those are the stamps off of, those are the labels off of Chiquita bananas.
That's good.
Yeah. So so the punchline is make sure you take the stamps off the bananas before you use them.
Stickers, yeah, don't put those stickers in there. Okay, I'm gonna archive people because I'm gonna tell a joke. Archive people. This joke I cannot have recorded. Archive people. Thank you for listening very much. You can find Lisa at her website at www.lisanoland psychic medium.
Yeah. Yes. LisaNoland.com or Facebook, Lisa Noland Psychic Medium.
Yeah, LisaNoland.com, and Facebook is Lisa Noland Psychic Medium. Okay, we'll be back whenever, maybe tomorrow with a special anniversary show, and maybe not. And other than that, we'll be back Thursday with Salva, and thank you very much. See you later.